Hi everybody. I am working my demonstration in a way that not only explains my strategies but may also give you an idea as to how to use this tool called Poplet. I had never seen this prior to trying it out, and I think it's an actual really neat way for students to brainstorm and create new concept maps. So just a few things quickly before I get into my strategies about this tool. In order to start a new little box, you would simply double click and you can choose the size of your text. You can resize your boxes if you need. You can also change the colors of the boxes. You can see here for each of my activities I have the activities in one color and then my little descriptions about the activities in a different color, so you can kind of differentiate between areas that way. You can draw things within Poplet. You can obviously change the colors of stuff that you're drawing. Make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. You can also upload pictures or video. You can see here we've got Flickr, Vimeo, YouTube, and right directly from your computer, which is what I did with these pictures here. I'm going to delete that. Yes, I do. A couple other things. There's some tools over here to the side. The editing you can undo. You can organize your different boxes here horizontally, vertically, all those kinds of things. Again, here is where you can add some of your content. There's also, looks like Google Maps. Different ways that you can view. You can also export this. This is kind of nice. Export as a PDF, and you can print these great creations that your students might create. You can print all those kinds of things. Also, this overall view of Poplet, I have mine in green. I could also change this to pink and it would give us a lovely pink background. Blue, oh that's pretty, I think I'll stick with that. So just some kind of neat, interesting things about Poplet. So my activities, you can also, when you're on the screen here and you scroll your little wheel on your mouse, you can zoom in and out. You can pull and click and drag things around to get a little bit better view. But let's get into the strategies that I decided to use. So my first activity, I'm not quite sure if this is a specific strategy from our reading. It's one that I've used with the students before. It's kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that from what I was reading. But basically what I have the students do, and you can see this is on cell vocabulary. In science, vocabulary is one of the toughest things that students have to kind of get through and try to understand, because it is so many new terms and things that they just don't see in their everyday life, so it can be difficult. So what I have them do, you can see here, I give them a picture of each of the organelles that we're studying, and when I do this, they're not identified. I just give them pictures, because what I want them to do is based on the meanings of the prefixes, the suffixes, or the roots. I want them to try and figure out which definition they think fits with the actual picture. So this is the first thing that I do, is I give them the picture. Then the second thing that I do, and I'm going to show you how to add a box here to my main activity box. The second thing I do, and I'm going to make that black like the rest of them, make it a little bit bigger. is I have them, sorry, this is the third thing I do. Here's the second thing that I do. Let me switch these two around, and you can kind of see how if you goof, you can kind of swap those two around. So the second thing that I do is I give them the list of the organelles, just a regular list, and I have them go to this website that I found that is specifically science, affixes, and roots, and I have them try and figure out what they think, and this is all actually in groups too. The students are put into groups so they can kind of help each other out, but I have them figure out what they think their root or affix is and write those meanings down. Now once they have figured those out, I then have them try and match up with the corresponding picture. So here you can see I have kind of an example. So mitochondrion, the Greek word mitos meaning thread, and the Greek word chondrion meaning small grain of or relating to like a grain. So looking at this picture, you can kind of pick out, you know, here's your small threads. This is a very small organelle within the cell. So my hope is that they would try and pick this out from the meanings that they have found. Now my second activity, and this is kind of a wrap up, is I would have them pick one of those words and create what's called a spell it poetry. Now this one is directly from our reading, and I've seen this done several times before. I'd never known what it was called, but I just thought it's a fun way to kind of get them thinking about the definitions of these words, even a little bit beyond what the definition specifically says. So an example of spell it poetry, I chose nucleus, and you can see I have nucleus spelled out here. Whoops, I forgot a U in there. Sorry. Let me just enter that. Okay, so I have the word nucleus spelled out here, and the first, or the letter for each letter for the word, the student needs to come up with something that relates to that definition. So I have nucleus is necessary for cell survival. It's usually spherical. It tends to be central to the cell. Leads organelles to do their jobs. It's encased in a nuclear envelope. It uses DNA for instructions, and it is a specialized organelle. So I thought this was kind of a fun wrap-up for the students after the initial activity. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you very much.